Hey, welcome everyone to Boston Speaks episode number 48, 5 keys for female entrepreneurs to unlock a profitable business with Hanneke Antonelli. Hanneke, welcome so much to the show. Glad to have you on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Kit.
Yeah, and for those who do not know who you are, I just want to tell them a little bit about who you are first. So who the heck is Hanneke Antonelli? She is an award-winning and certified coach, speaker, and lover of all things self-improvement. Hey, me too. She previously worked as a money broker in London and New York City before pursuing her passion as a Pilates instructor and later a business coach. Hanneke holds a bachelor's of commercial degree in financial analyst from the University of Stellenbosch in South Africa. She obtained her coaching certification through the Coach Training Alliance, an international coaches federation affiliate. In 2015, Boston Magazine awarded Hanneke as the best of Boston's life coach. Through her masterminds and private practice, she helps women start and grow their businesses and build careers they love. So in her work as a Pilates instructor, Hanneke created award-winning Pilates with Hanneke brand and produced 6 Pilates workout videos while working at some of the most prestigious clubs and studios in Boston. Her clients have included local and national celebrities, and she was awarded a 50 on Fire award by Boston Inno in 2013 as one of the top 50 innovative companies in Boston. Hanneke also co-founded the philanthropic networking event Pilates with Purpose with Kristen Scannon in 2014. I want to see some of your Pilates videos now.
Well, it's really funny. Every now and then I will get someone buying one. So like it actually happened this weekend and I'm like, where did they find that? So it's very funny. People are still buying them. So yes, you can absolutely see the Pilates videos as well.
Awesome. I'm psyched to have you on the show. Welcome. So we can treat this conversation very conversational wherever you want to lead it as well.
Yeah.
But first, before we get started, for the people that might be tuning in, where's the best place to find out more about you? So if people later want to go on and learn more about you.
That would be my website, which is my name, HannekeAntonelli.com. Try and spell that. So we'll put it in the show notes for you, or you can also just find it on, if you just came through Boston Speaks, you'll be able to see it there. And I'm sure you guys are going to put it down and link it to the website as well. But HannekeAntonelli.com is the best place to find me.
Cool. So why this topic? I think sometimes we want to get to know your story too, but I want to know why this topic. Why do you want to help female entrepreneurs build their business?
Well, so definitely because it's sort of who I am as well, right? I worked in a very male-dominated business before. I was on Wall Street, as you had mentioned earlier, and there wasn't a lot of female support when I was there. And now, having transitioned into building my own business, I see so many women who are making a few mistakes or not charging their worth or not surrounding themselves with the people that they need to succeed. And I think I just recently read an American Express document that stated that, women, we tend to not ask for help, and we tend to not invest in the resources that's going to help us grow our business. And so I'm here to help women to get confidence so that they can ask these questions, they can ask for help, they can invest in their businesses and grow that. And it's very personal to me because in this day and age, in the current political climate, if we as women can have more disposable income, we can really put our dollars where our values are, and we can help and change and shape the future. So that's why it's important to me to really help women to own this.
Wow, that's great. So what are some of the biggest, not the biggest challenges, but the most common things that you hear over and over again, maybe from your clients or people just asking you for help on with this side?
Mhm. It's definitely that confidence piece. I think it's the first thing for most people is the confidence piece. And then there's also, our fears, the things of like, what are other people going to think of us, or stories that we're still carrying with us of stuff that happened to us in our teenage years, or wherever it can come from, your family story. But certain ways that people are sabotaging themselves that without knowing, and that's mainly what I then will help women with. But it normally comes down, the first thing is always the confidence piece, like attending a lot of networking events around town. And having also in my previous life worked with women in the Pilates setting, it always came down to this, like owning your confidence and your value. And from there, everything else then comes easier to you.
Yeah. So building confidence, okay. How do you think one can build the confidence to really unlock their potential, first of all?
So there's a couple of things that you can do here. So number one is to really start doing things that make you feel confident, right? So little things, like if you're someone who feels confident when you're wearing something nice, then that's what you want to do. And this is not rocket science, right? Like some of the things are very simple little things that we can do, but somehow we miss that. And we want to do the big things that's going to bring us, success, etc. And we forget about these very simple, basic things that actually is going to give you all that confidence. Like I just said, like put on something nice, or go and have a drink with a girlfriend of yours that is really supportive. Surround yourself with your friends and your family, connection. And then alongside that is also the health piece, right? Is keeping yourself healthy, making sure that you're working out, making sure that you're staying hydrated, because all those things do play into your confidence and how you feel on a daily basis.
So were you always confident in what you do or everything that you do?
Oh no. Actually, I was about to, after this interview, to share a Instagram story with my followers. And you can find that too at Hanneke Antonelli is my handle.
Wait, don't say anything yet. I'm gonna shoot a video and I'm gonna post this on Instagram since
we're not talking about this. Yeah. Let's tell people all about this. So are you ready? Are you Instagramming?
Yeah, I'm ready. Come on.
Or have you switched up your phone like that? Like that kid who got filmed at the Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake, right? You're like switching his phone off. Okay, so joke here is actually I suffered from stage fright really badly when I was a teenager. So I've always performed. I used to dance when I was little, and I did ballet when I was little, and I sang. I was a wedding singer, and I messed up a couple of times, and it totally stripped away all confidence that I had. I was also a very nervous teenager. So I even, had, it was just, my anxiety always rode me. So confidence came easy sometimes, but at other times, specifically when I had to be in front of people, it was more difficult for me to be confident, for sure. And I remember in my ballet exams, the instructors would always write like, students showed signs of nervousness. And then when I worked on Wall Street, I totally lost my confidence. It was just the wrong industry for me to be in. It didn't really feed any of my strengths. And I remember then, it's very sad because it strips away your confidence, gets stripped away, and then you start to doubt yourself, and then you're just very anxious all the time, and you're really not putting yourself out there. And as a result, it took me a while when I started my own business to be able to really own my confidence and build it up and put myself out there in a very dynamic way. Like I played small for a very long time.
So how did you really unleash playing big then? Since you were saying, oh, you're playing small, and then when you started your business, what gave you the umph?
So first of all, it was coming back to what I enjoy. It really started there with like really sinking into stuff that brought me joy, getting clear on the clients that I wanted to work with that made me feel good as well, right? So it's like kind of a two-way street. I'm helping all my clients to grow their businesses, but it has to be people that really fuel me too, because that's how you really create magic in coaching. And then it started as well with me heavily investing in my business, which is a mistake that a lot of women make when they're starting off, and even when they I think even up to if you haven't hit your $100,000 yet, that's why you're not hitting it, is because you're afraid to spend your money on your business and in your business and taking risks. I'll be honest, not everything that I've done in my business has worked, but it didn't prevent me from taking the risk and investing the money to get me there. And then I learned from all those mistakes. It made me more confident. And then it helped me to kind of grow. The other big thing that I did was invest in a coach for myself. Really having a coach, having a mastermind for myself has helped me to think on a whole different level in my business. It's helped me to get out of my own way. It's helped me to even coach my clients better. So yeah, I would say that that's really what helped me to step things up.
Yeah, so you're really saying invest in yourself first, take care of yourself, and then take care of other people.
Yes, exactly. Oxygen mask to yourself first, and then you can help the world.
Love it, love it. Okay, so these 5 keys for female entrepreneurs to unlock a profitable business. I'm thinking, key number 1 was confidence, right?
Yes, key number 1 was confidence, like how to rock your own confidence.
Okay, so after, let's say you're confident, okay? They wave the magic wand. They're working on the confidence. They're building the confidence. What's key number 2?
So number 2 is to charge your worth. And this may sound silly, but women, in every single conversation that I have with either my private clients or my masterminds, this pricing thing comes up a lot. How much am I going to charge for this? And that's why I created my VIP price and sales training days. It's a big part of why I have these masterminds, so that women can really learn how to own and charge their worth here. And I see way too many women who are bartering. So if you want to start charging your worth, stop doing the following. Stop bartering. Stop working for free. And really stop competing with other people on price and asking other people what you should charge for your services. Don't price compete in your market. That's a sure way to just kill your business. And also stop asking other people to work for free. And the reason why you want to do this is because you want the universe, if I can get a little woo-woo with us for a minute here, but you want the energy of money to flow, right? If you're constantly saying, oh, I work for free or ask for free things, you're almost saying no to cash and more cash to flow into your life.
So how can people price their services, or how can they go from no bartering to making money? Let's say if people have been bartering, okay, maybe I'll trade this for that service, or maybe I'll drop my prices. So they just say, okay, no, these are my prices.
Yes, exactly. Just get clear and confident on what you're charging. And that's this is going to be more with you stepping into yourself and going, what feels good? What feels fair? What feels in my VIP day, we have a whole section on this. It's what are the results that you are getting your clients, and how much is that worth? And then another thing that I let people think about is for instance, myself, I have spent, and I graduated quite a while ago, but I have spent more money on my coaching skills than I spent on a 3-year university degree. So think about that math for a second and then ask yourself, should I really be giving this away for free? If I have invested so much time and so much resources and cash into myself, does it really feel right to give this away for free?
Yeah.
And people don't expect it for free, right? Like, I think a lot of women also, we tend to talk ourselves out of deals. We don't let someone else, we don't shut up so that the other person can speak. We like start to discount ourselves before anything has happened.
So how do you find your pricing points?
That all depends. Like,
Yeah.
that is a completely personal thing. If you want to really dig deep on that, then I would advise you to come to my VIP sales and pricing day, where we really dig into the nuts and bolts of this. But it's a very personal thing. And the way I like to help you to get to your price point is a very authentic way of doing it. And it's not the same for everyone.
Yeah, it's not the same. So actually, tell us more about your VIP day for those who are interested.
Yeah, so the VIP sales and pricing day is a day that I hold every so often. The next one will probably only be either in the late spring or in the beginning of fall. But it is a day where I get women together in a room and I help you cultivate this confidence piece that we just spoke about. We speak about mindset and strategies on how you can price your products and services in a way that converts people on a higher level, but also give them more results and keep them coming back for more. So it's a whole fun-filled day where we brainstorm, we mastermind, and just get more creative on how you can run a more profitable business.
Awesome. Okay, so we got be confident, charge what you are worth. What's key number 3?
Key number 3 is to stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Like, put your blinkers on, stop looking around at what everybody else is doing, and just start to own what you are doing. So often and this is why you don't want to look at what other people are charging in your industry, because when you're doing that, then you're giving other people the power to tell you what you're worth, number one. If you're constantly busy with the competition or busy looking in the other lane what other people are doing, you are going to look like you're a copycat, or you are going to feel distracted or feel like you're being threatened. But if you put your blinkers on and you act like a racehorse and you're just in this lane, then it's much easier for you to stay really focused on your goals, because you have to remember, not everybody in your business area or your industry has the same goals that you are. Everybody has very different goals. Everybody has very different ideas of what they want to achieve in life. And when you get preoccupied with other people, it's really going to be detrimental to your business. And we don't want that. So stay in your lane, keep doing your thing. That's also how you can create a massive shift in the industry as well.
How do you stay in your lane? There's so many things that, comes in your way, but personally, how do you do it?
So I get very clear on my goals and what I want for my life, and it's written down so that I can really look at that and remind myself when all this is coming at you. I'm also really good at just tuning things out that trigger me. So if something triggers me, then I'm like, I should not be looking at this right now. And I first ask a couple of coaching questions to myself to realize what's going on. But then I tune it out and I shut it down and I continue working on my goals and the things that I want in my business.
That's hard to tune stuff out.
No, it can be, yes. Yeah. But if you're intentional about this, then it becomes easier for you to do it. It takes practice. Like, as someone who's super competitive, it definitely takes practice for me to kind of just go, it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah. So for you, you said you have it written down. Do you have it taped up somewhere, or?
No, I don't have it taped up. You know, the thing that I got, and I wonder whether I can, here it is. The thing that I got this year, which I'm really enjoying, and I've been sharing it with quite a few of my clients, is I got this, like, Cultivate What Matters.
Ooh, looks like a coloring book.
Yes, which is why we love it all the more. If you come in here, it looks like a 3-year-old lives here. But anyway, because I love my colors and stuff. But basically what I love about this thing is, like, it keeps you focused on your goal. So every month you have a little check-in with yourself and you're like, okay, so how did it go last month? Like, am I still on track? What is important for me to work towards this month? And so it breaks it down into action steps, which is always, in any case, what you want to do with your goals, and what I teach a lot to my clients as well, is to break things down. And so I really like this. I don't have a vision board per se this year. It was interesting. I was working with a strategic energy woman, and she said this thing that really pricked my, sort of like, got my attention. She was like, yeah, I don't work with vision boards because they're too restrictive. And I was like, oh, that is so true, right? Like, because it's other people's pictures that you're basically putting on that board versus your own creative juices. So this year for me, it's all about keeping it focused in that book and dreaming it up in my head.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So it is kind of restrictive, and then it's like you have your creativity, which can expand so much more.
Yes, exactly. And I think sometimes, and people do this even with goals, right? And if you're doing this with your goal, I'm going to give you permission right now to change and adjust your goal, right?
I think that's well said.
Yeah, you are totally allowed to change things. You are, and this is something that I actually learned in my business last year as well, which was kind of a tough thing to learn, but it's okay for you to change direction and let go of projects and programs that no longer serves your business or is producing revenue at the rate that you want it to.
So how do you know? Okay, let's say this. I love what you're talking about. What if someone is always going towards something, but they say, I'm not a quitter. I want to keep on doing this because I want to aim for it.
Yes.
What would you say to that if they have that, oh, I don't want to quit, I'm just a quitter mindset?
Okay. So this comes down to, like, a couple of things, right? Like, there's a couple of things that can be going on here. A, in your mind, you may have a belief that it has to be hard for you to make money or for you to grow your business, right? And so if that is where you're coming from, if you have a belief that in order for you to be super successful, you have to kill yourself, raise your hand. I've had that one, worked on Wall Street. That's definitely where I came from. If you have that belief, you really want to start to flip that script for yourself, because that is going to literally stifle your business. You are going to torch your business on a regular basis. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And so what you want to look at is, does it bring you joy? Is it filling you up? Is it fueling you? Are you excited about achieving that goal? Or are you now white knuckling it to death? I was speaking to a client of mine yesterday, and he made a really good analogy about, there's this saying in sports that if you grip too tightly on any one of your things you swing with, I'm so not a sports person, but if you grip that handle too tightly, you're not going to play well, right? It works like that in golf. It works like that in baseball. It works like that in tennis. I know definitely the tennis part. So if you do that, like, you're totally just going to kill it, right? So if you are not a quitter, what energy are you putting behind it? Are you coming at this from, like, this has to work, and you're bulldozing into the ground? Or are you coming from this, like, this is so exciting and I'm going to make it work? So what energy are you using? And if it's not fueling you, if it's not exciting, if you've been at this for a while and you're not getting any positive affirmation that this is what you're supposed to be doing, perhaps you should, it's okay. I'm giving you permission to let it go.
I love that. I think people have to hear that more, because, sometimes people think I have to stick to this thing, or they don't know when it's time to not say give up, but to switch lanes, like you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough because we are taught, we don't want to look flaky. We have all these like other people, you've told other people that you're going to do it now, and if you give up, then what are other people going to think? And so it really is quite difficult to do that. So I do empathize with people who are in that situation. And my other advice for you would be is get yourself a coach, get yourself a mastermind, because those two things will help you and to get over yourself and
Which
adjust.
relates with key number 4, does it?
Yes, exactly. And key number 4 is to really invest in your business like it is a high net worth company.
Yeah.
Okay. So you really want to put yourself in that mindset of, if I was already $1 million business or a $500,000 business or a multi-million-dollar business, who would I be? How would I act if I was already there? What kind of things would I be doing, right? So then all of a sudden, if you're thinking of spending $2,000 on Facebook ads, then you're like, no problem. Or you have to spend $5,000 on some other thing that you need to buy, equipment, whatever it may be, it becomes a no-brainer, right? And the way that I normally teach people to invest in their business is to think of your return on investment, right? So if it is a pretty little website, you don't need a pretty little website to make money, right? Like, it can kind of wait. That one can wait. Yes, your website is important. It needs to look professional, but it doesn't need to be, God's gift. It can just be a basic website. What's more important, say, for instance, is to get a really well-working phone if you're going to be on the phone with people all the time, or good internet that's going to help you to reach out to cold calls, or whatever it may be that's going to help you in your business, is what you have to invest in. But whatever investment you make, look at what that investment is going to bring you in money. So, for instance, my husband is a videographer, and so I remember so clearly when he started his business, he had to drop like a ton of money to buy all the equipment, right? And I just kept saying, well, that's the way you're going to make your money, right? You need those high resolution cameras and lights and a very fast computer to run all of this. Don't worry about it. The other thing that I like to also do when I'm investing in my business is to go, so how many clients do I have to get to pay this puppy off? Right? And then that helps me, that actually gives me extra drive to go out and get the clients and stop worrying about how the heck I'm going to pay this off, and more go and put me into action.
I hope the equipment works for your husband and is making some money. That stuff is expensive.
He is. He's been in business for the last, what is it now, 6-7 years. Yeah. So.
But how do you know, if you say invest in your business, what is crucial and what is not crucial? I might think I need a new iPhone.
Yeah.
To shoot some nice photos or whatever, videos. So how can you tell when to invest and when not to invest? Or is it something I'm just attracted to because I want it? What do you think about that?
That's a good question, and I think it's going to vary for everyone, right, that listens to this interview. But for me, it really does boil down to: are you a photographer? Is that why you need to take pretty pictures, right? Or are you using the pretty pictures just for social media? Because social media doesn't equate into dollars always. Sometimes it can if you have a big following, but in the beginning, that's not really the truth. You can have okay photos with an older iPhone. It's more about your messaging that you want to put out there and what you are saying when you put these captions on, right? Yeah. The same with your website. Have one good photo of yourself, and then it's all about your messaging, and that you can create by yourself, right? Or you can hire a copywriter, which actually, that's like a thing. So I have hired a copywriter. English is not my first language. I do enjoy writing, but I think that my copywriter does a better job. So instead of me sitting for hours on end, right? So if it's going to save me money, I will invest in it. I'm rather going to give it to this copywriter because it's going to save me time. And that means I'm saving money if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because if I had to sit for 20 hours to do this and she's going to do it in 3, I'd rather pay her for the 3 hours and get my 20 hours back and go get clients.
Yeah, that's a good way to, and so, but how do people, if they don't invest in the company, how do you switch that? How do you think they can switch that mindset?
Sorry.
Because there's a lot of people that don't invest in getting a coach. They don't want to invest in getting a coach. They don't want to invest in the business. Now you're just saying, I have to invest.
Mm-hmm. So that's a shift that you have to make in your mindset, and you really have to work on that. I think it starts with investing in small little things. So I think way back in my Pilates business, the biggest investment I made was we were still working with DVDs, and I had to order these DVDs in bulk up front before I'd even sold them, right? So I dropped some cash right there, and I had to make it back. So start small, I would say, and then see the results that you're getting from having that investment or having made that investment. And then there's something, I was listening to a podcast, and this is actually the thing that really flipped the switch in my brain a couple of years ago, about this guy who was running a nonprofit, but he was running a nonprofit like a for-profit company, and he was doing super well. And so what they did is like they spent 40% of their revenue that was coming in, they reinvested in marketing. 40%. Think about that. 40% of your business you're putting right back into your marketing. And that's how big businesses do it. That's how they build big brands, is by that amount of money that they're putting back in. So you have to, it's that mindset of putting yourself in that mindset of someone who's already running a big company, who's already the CEO of that big company.
I think it's like what you're saying is key to everything. Like investing for your retirement, you just take it, put it back. Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't even exist. Don't even see it as like it's what your company is doing. So that's what I like to do, and I'm kind of ruthless in how I spend. But as a result of that, I have been able to double, sometimes even triple my income every single year since 2013. But that's what it takes. It's like having to reinvest. And if I hadn't done that, I won't be where I am right now.
So again, can you tell people where's the best place to follow you?
Yes.
Well, what's the best way to get in touch with you and to hook into what you're doing?
So HannekeAntonelli.com.
Cool.
And you can just get me at the handle Hanneke Antonelli on Instagram as well. But my website is way more fun, guys. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
So, okay, we talked about 4 keys.
Yeah.
What's key number 5?
This is, again, to surround yourself with women. And if you're a man, you can do this too. Just surround yourself with people who have your back. So if you're in business and you are at that point where you're about to really up level to a different income zone, right, you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with women who have already achieved that. Or if you're just starting out, if you're a side hustler, then you want to make sure that you get your peeps who are also side hustlers, because the normal family or 9-to-5 work people don't get entrepreneurs. They don't understand what we face on a daily basis. And it's not that it's not that they're doing it maliciously, like they just don't get it because they don't have to get it. And that's okay. But don't turn to your friends to get feedback or ideas or anything for your business, because they're either going to say you're crazy, which is going to deter you from doing it, or they're going to kiss your feet when maybe your feet shouldn't be kissed, right, about a certain idea. So that's why when you have a group of people like a mastermind, or again, if you invest in a coach, or you attend like these entrepreneurial days, like my VIP day, and there's a whole bunch of other ones happening out there. When you do that, then you are surrounded by like-minded peers who can challenge you, who can give you feedback, they can keep you accountable, and they can just make you feel super supported. And again, that is going to help you with that confidence piece that we spoke about in the beginning.
So Hanneke, you say surround yourself with better people. How do you actually do it?
So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. The beginning part of this is attending more entrepreneurial events in town. Now, there's a ton of networking of things on Eventbrite these days. There's a ton of entrepreneurial workshops that happen that you can go and find your people. There are, Facebook groups, etc. You can do that. Or you can, again, invest and buy yourself into a circle of people like this. When you go into a mastermind, or some people call it an advisory board, and you can instantly have people who will be able to brainstorm ideas with you, but also support you in that way that will help you to grow your business.
Cool. Yeah. So hold on. Let's revamp those. Not revamp. Let's revise those 5 keys. So number 1 was confidence.
Yes.
Number 2 is to. I know all these 5. I want you to remind me. Number 1 is confidence. Number 2 is to really
charge your worth.
Yes, charge your worth.
Charge with your worth. Stop bartering.
Stop bartering. Number 3, stay in your lane.
Yes, you got it.
Number 4, reinvest. Invest in your business.
And reinvest in your business. Yes.
Surround yourself with amazing people.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. So let's say they want to work with you. How do you really work with people who want to grow their business?
So I have 2 ways in which you can do that. The first one is by either signing up and becoming a private client with me. You can work with me in 6-month increments or 1-year increment if you're so inclined. And then the second part is through my mastermind groups, and I have 3 different levels for that. I have my startup side hustle girls. I have the girls that want to hit $100,000, and then I have the girls who are in the C-suite area of their business. I spend a lot of time working on mindset. I'm really good at keeping people focused, getting people to really stay in their lane as well, and helping you to achieve your long and short-term goals. And then I'm also really good at connecting people. So when you sign up with me, I have a whole bunch of connections because of my previous stints in Wall Street and also in the Pilates world. I really have a big Rolodex of people who I can put you in touch with. And then that just helps clients, and I just support them, and I become that accountability piece for them.
And I think that's why it's so important, like when you said earlier, to invest in a coach. You're just not investing in knowledge, but you are also gaining their network as well. And that's why sometimes, I would say, yes, the knowledge is great, but the human connection and the human relationships that, like, for example, you've built is very powerful with knowledge too. So I do want to tell our listeners, if they do want to invest in themselves, I think they should definitely check you out, invest in you first, just to see if it works. Sometimes working with different coaches, some are the right fit, some are not the right fit. I think that,
And that's very important. I'm so glad you just brought that up. It's very important when you're choosing a coach and when you're choosing a mastermind to really look at it and see whether you feel like it works for you, whether you energetically feel comfortable with people, whether you're gelling with them. If you're not, then do not invest in that coach. Do not invest in that mastermind. There is no magic pill that they're going to give you. The magic that happens is you actually also gelling with the people, because that's when everybody is sort of in flow and everybody is getting really good feedback and ideas and bouncing off of each other really well, right? Where if you're with someone that you're not gelling with, then nothing's going to happen. Then you're going to think coaching doesn't work. So yes, absolutely. Please do your homework when you are looking for a coach.
Yeah, there is no magic pill in real life.
Nope.
Unless you inherit a few Bitcoins, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's something that most entrepreneurs also need to remind themselves, because the internet tells us a very different story sometimes. Like, it makes it look like people just walk out of nowhere and they're overnight successes. And I think there's this really fun little saying of like, overnight success, 10 years in the making, right? So a lot of times when an entrepreneur does make it overnight, it's actually because they've been failing for the last 10 years and something finally worked and it flipped and things came together for them. But it definitely, the people who make it overnight are very few and far between. And also they don't always last. You kind of need to learn all the lessons for you to become successful and be sustainable in your success.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. I want to say any last tidbits or last words of wisdom that you want to share with the audience?
Yes, it just went through my head and now I'm going to have to just quickly think about it. Oh, so what I just said with like, oh my God, it's going to take me 10 years to be successful. No, not necessarily. But remember that it is just you showing up every day, staying focused, staying in your lane, and doing one little thing at a time. And that's how you build a snowball. And that's how you're going to get that avalanche and become hugely successful. And again, if you need any help with that, if you need accountability, if you're getting in your own way, if you are stuck, if you are unclear, then call me. I can help you.
Awesome. So Hanneke, I want to say thank you again just for sharing your wisdom, your stories, and your tips with us today. I would definitely advise our audience to definitely call you, check out your website, because what I think you have to offer is amazing. You know, mastermind groups, getting your knowledge, having connections, just seeing where you're coming from is so powerful. I love the tips you gave. They're just really, if everyone keyed in those 5 keys that you gave, it's hard not to fail.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much, Kit. I really appreciated being on your show today. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you to our viewers who sat with us. And yeah, I look forward to connecting again in future.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. See you later. See you around Boston.
Yes, absolutely. Bye-bye.